Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Rumen. Welcome to the chapel. It appears that this is our stop, so let's do this. There is an Eye of Night tarot card right here. You can examine this podium for something very interesting. Somehow I remember this stained glass. It shows God and the man and woman who birthed her. I used to come to this chapel all the time when I was a little girl. I came to worship God and to ask for my prayers to be answered. But it wasn't exactly me. It was actually Alessa when she was a little girl. But anyway, none of my prayers were ever answered. That said. Anyway, there is a ton of stuff to examine over here on this wall and over there on the wall over there, so I'm going to do a ton of reading. Alright, let's do this. Whoops, my bad. This is actually out of order. We want to read the ones over here first. It doesn't matter which one you read first, I just like to read them all in order. One, origin. In the beginning, people had nothing. Their bodies ached, and their hearts held nothing but hatred. They fought endlessly, but death never came. They despaired, stuck in the eternal quagmire. 2. Birth. A man offered a serpent to the sun and prayed for her salvation. A woman offered a reed to the sun and asked for joy. Feeling pity for the sadness that had overrun the earth, God was born from those two people. A very interesting religion we got going on. 3. Salvation. God made time and divided it into day and night. God outlined the road to salvation and gave people joy, and God took endless time away from the people. God took endless time away from the people. How about that? 4. Creation. God created beings to lead people in obedience to her. The red god, Zutrabara, the yellow god, Lobsulvith, many gods and angels. Finally, God set out to create paradise where people would be happy just by being there. Doesn't seem so paradisey to me, if I'm being honest. 5. Promise. But there God's strength ran out, and she collapsed. All the world's people grieved this unfortunate event, yet God breathed her last. She returned to dust, promising to come again. And finally, this one. 6. Faith. But God hasn't been lost. We must offer our prayers and not forget our faith. We wait and hope for the day when the path to paradise will be opened. Paradise. Anyway. Let's get started. Alright. You can run along over here for the map of this area. Very interestingly, it is hand-drawn. And Heather has something very interesting to say if you examine this. I have a feeling that there's someone on the other side of this door, but the door is shut tight and I can't open it no matter how hard I try. Alright, let's go to the confession booth. Oh, do you hear that? What's wrong with her?
Dear God, please forgive me. I know I'll be put to death for the sins I've committed. And I'll go to my death gladly and with a peaceful heart. But please, grant me just a small piece of your everlasting mercy. Let me see my child once within your golden gates. Deliver me not to hell, but to purgatory. Allow me to atone for my sins there. I'll stand within the very flames of redemption, no matter how they burn me. Forgive me for my wicked act of revenge. And deliver the soul of my poor murdered daughter. Please, also care for the soul of the girl whose life I have taken. God, I am a child, trembling with fear as I stare at death. Soothe my tortured soul with your infinite mercy. Please, Forgive me.
Now, this is very out of character for Heather to say, I forgive you. But because nothing happens when you choose don't say anything, like literally nothing happens, it just cuts back to gameplay. However, something does happen if you say I forgive you, so I'm going to choose I forgive you, even though it is probably not the canonical answer.
I forgive you.
Thank you, Lord.
And that's really all there is to do here. It doesn't do anything except, interestingly, it gives you more damage on your results screen, which is kind of funny, if you do say I forgive you. This door right here is the bane of my existence. You will see why later. Okay, run through this room. Don't even bother with anything in here. Ooh, insane cancer there and insane cancer there. You just have to slip right by. Not as bad as it looks, but it can be pretty tricky if you don't know what you're doing. Right here, there is a cassette tape, and we can read this. There are a bunch of papers in this file. I get the feeling that it's a handwritten copy of some book. It represents the deity known as the Halo of the Sun. In heraldry, symbolizes a religious group. The two outer circles are charity and resurrection. The three inner circles are present, past, and future. Usually drawn in red, occasionally drawn in black or other colors, but blue reverses the meaning into a curse on God and is therefore forbidden. I don't. Come on, Heather, there are handgun bolts right here. Oh, wait, never mind. I just picked them up. Whoa, I just had a brain fart there. My bad. For a second, I didn't think I picked up those handgun bolts, but I actually did. Happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us. Oh, do you hear that? Look at that. On the ground right there. Do you see that? Painting right here. There's a picture here of an angel flying into the heavens. Nothing special. Well, the footsteps right there, the bloody footsteps, are walking right into the painting. And they are crying, so let's examine it one more. I get the feeling there's something behind this picture, though. That girl's cries and footsteps disappeared beyond it, after all. Yes, let's move it. And if you examine the picture again, Heather says something very interesting about it. There's a picture here of an angel flying to the heavens. Actually, it looks more like a fallen angel. Can I get a camera angle of this? Yeah, that's the best camera angle the game's gonna give me. And right here, we have a save point. The circle means reincarnation. That's what it said on the paper back there. So death isn't the end. Pretty good deal if you ask me. Thanks to reincarnation, I died as Alessa, but I'm still living as myself. But you know, just the thought of it is starting to turn my stomach. And we also have some pretty interesting stuff to examine. Saint Jennifer, unwavering faith under death's blade. Examine this too. Saint Alessa, mother of God, daughter of God. This picture, that's me. I'm holding the baby. And I'm the baby being held. The me that wanted death and disappeared with God 17 years ago. And the me here and now that sought life. Oh shit. It's me. And right over here we can examine this. St. Nicholas, miraculous hands, a doctor of God. And yeah, that's really all there is in this beautiful room. I wish you could get a better camera angle of the ceiling, but again, you can't really point the camera up there that well. And if you look closely, you can see like tunnels here in the walls. You see that? There's an opening right there. Creepy. It's like somebody could follow us. The wheelchair right here too. Wonder why. And numbers on the wall. Do you see that? Look at those numbers and letters. There's a 9 there. 2 right there, a 3 and a 6. Huh. There's a sound. There's a very creepy sound. Look at that. It's that creature we saw a couple other times before. Crawling and stalking us. If we walk this way, he's on our side. If we walk up here, he is still by our side. Very creepy. Alright, do we have any shotgun shells? We have 2. Might as well. I mean, who are we kidding? Okay, this is pretty intense. Hello. Okay, there we go. And I'm surely one stun gun hit will take him out. Ah, long range. There we go. Dead. Oh, I just wasted a stun gun hit. So yes, this is a scraper. They are basically mini missionaries. And they do a ton of damage, so be sure not to get by them. But luckily, they have basically no health. But they are very fast and they have a lot of range and they hit very hard. Library. This place doesn't seem to be touched by the other world. Very interesting. Silent Hill Ancient Gods, a study of their etymology and evolution. What a mouthful. There is no religion that has remained unchanged from the moment it has been founded. This one is no exception. When this religion fell into the hands of immigrants, it was deeply influenced by their own original Christian beliefs. For example, the traditional representatives of these primal gods may be given the names and descriptions of Christian angels. Thus, shared characteristics begin to appear. There was also one rare example of the chief deity, creator of paradise, or lord of serpents and reeds, being dubbed in a demon's name. Of course, this was not done by believers, but their opponents. Seems to be some conflict in this religion, I suppose. There's a book on tarot here. But then again, what religion doesn't? Tarot is based on the 22 Hebrew consonants and is said to represent the entire world. Each card, number 1 through 21, has a particular meaning. By reading these cards, fortune tellers predict the future. For example, the first card, the Magician, signifies creation, wisdom, beginnings, or destruction and fraud. The second card, the High Priestess, donates intuition, harmony, faith, or dogmatism and arrogance. According to some texts, the Gardener deck has more than 22 cards. The Gardener deck does not exist today, it is mentioned only in literature. It is said that these extra cards were based on lost Hebrew vowels and denoted an otherworldly, transcendental existence, i.e. God. Otherworldly, you say? Very peculiar. I got the Moon Tarot card.
Hiya, Heather.
You show up everywhere, don't you?
You make me sound like some kind of unwanted pest.
Well, who are you anyway?
Haven't you realized that yet?
Yeah, you're on Claudia's side.
I told you not to put me in the same category as that mad woman.
Well, you're pretty loony yourself.
It's true. We believe in the same God. But I'm quite sane.
So why did you help me out then? Was that also part of trying to resurrect God?
It's not uncommon for people to worship the same God and still disagree.
God? Are you sure you don't mean devil?
Whichever you like. The point is that now I really am on your side. I don't want God to be born. It wouldn't be convenient. Much too unpredictable.
So you've been using me to stop Claudia, is that it? Do your own dirty work.
My dirty work? I think we both had our own interests in mind. You hate her too, don't you? You're the only one who can get it done. I don't have powers like you two. Besides, I always hated getting all hot, sweaty.
Oh, really?
I'm just looking out for myself. Everyone does it. Huh. Don't stand there looking so smug. You're the worst person in this room. You come here and enjoy spilling their blood. and listening to them cry out. You feel excited when you step on them and snuff out their lives.
Are you talking about the monsters?
Monsters? They look like monsters to you?
Oh no.
Don't worry. It's just a joke. By the way, I forgot to ask you. Did you get the seal of Metatron?
What's that?
You don't have it? Leonard was carrying it.
You mean this thing?
Yes, that's it. As long as we have that, we're fine. Here, take this.
Very busy cutscene there. Anyway, let's examine this, shall we? Book, Otherworld Laws, a big old book that I got from Vincent in the archives. This magic square with strong protective and dispelling properties is called the Viren 7 Crest, or the Seal of Metatron. It will bring results regardless of whether the target is good or evil. Its strength, therefore, places a very high burden on the caster. As it is also difficult to control, it is not usually used. That's why it bears the name Metraton, after the angel Metatron, or Metraton, also known as the Agent of God. That's really all there is in here, so you can finally leave. Well, there's more in there, but that's for another time. There's really nothing else left to do on this floor, so let's see where this creepy, weird, absurd structure of an elevator takes us to. That's so cool. I love how the elevator functions like that, and you can see how it moves. That's awesome. Love it. Also, something very interesting, there's a scraper over there. Something very interesting about this map is that it's being drawn as we're going through it. This is very similar to the Labyrinth in Silent Hill 2, how James was drawing it as he went along. Come on now. Come on. I'm wasting a lot of stun gun batteries here. Really, you can't just run past those guys, but I haven't been fighting that many things this entire playthrough, so I think I should just to show it off. Also, I would say as long as you have, like, 8 health drinks and 4 first aid kits, then you're fine. I have 15, so you should be fine too. Or not, if you're just watching this for fun, not playing along, that's also awesome. You hear that? There's a very subtle ambient sound there, very hard to hear. I got the Hangman Tarot card. And some shotgun shells, that is awesome. And you can examine a bunch of stuff here. The door's open, inside there's someone wrapped in a bag. Maybe, no, they're definitely dead. You can examine this too. Wait, never mind. You can examine this over here. Of course, wrapped in some vinyl tape bag. This crazy mix-up roll has got me used to the strangest things. Easy for me to say, they're still totally disgusting. I feel like I'm gonna go crazy myself sooner or later. I might even already be crazy, who knows? And that's very depressing. And over here, wait, before I go in there, I want to show this off. Look at that. You see the outside of the chapel, but it's like, we're not even in the same plane of existence anymore. Very strange. And look at that. This room is beautiful. Some people call orange an ugly color, but Silent Hill makes it quite a beautiful color. None of the books catches my eye, although the bookshelf and books are all the same as Dad's. Nothing happens when I try to turn on the TV or the VCR. There's a musty diary on the bed. This rating, is this Dad's diary? Why would it be here? I sometimes have the sense, even now, that that girl is a reincarnation of Alessa. I don't worry about it much now. That's all forgiven. Were you in love, Cheryl? Or was that Alessa? Now Cheryl is Alessa again. No matter whose reincarnation she may have been, that girl was my most beloved treasure. But that name was a mistake. At the time, I thought of her as only a replacement for my lost Cheryl. When she knows the truth, will she feel bad? That's what worries me. Thanks, Dad. So I was Alessa after all. But I do have just a trace of one more memory left. I haven't forgotten my sweet and gentle mother. Aww. You saw a picture of her mother kind of in the apartment way earlier. She was holding an older woman's hand and she had like a sister or something. It was very bizarre. This room looks just like Dad's. It's more than just a resemblance. Dad's not sleeping in the bed though. Stun gun batteries right there. Very, very awesome. Reload like that. And yeah, that's really all there is in here. You can't examine the closet. Also, in my opinion, that's actually the scariest thing in the game. Whoopsie daisies. Okay, so, little tidbit. I think the scariest thing in this entire game, this made me jump when I first played it, was when you're in that hallway and then you go to Harry's room, and then like upon exiting Harry's room, there's like a scraper right there. It just appears. That is, honest to God, I think that's the scariest thing in this game. Very terrifying. Is it this door? Yeah. Turn your flashlight off so these pendulums don't bother you. Whoopsie daisies, do not fall there. Come on, Heather. Alright. Okay, scraper right here. I don't want to deal with him later, so I'm going to shoot him with a shotgun. Actually, I'm going to kill the submachine gun because I haven't used it yet. So yeah, that's the submachine gun for you. Look at that. He's torturing that poor creature. Huh. Grabbing her by the neck. You can't help but feel bad, even though it's just another Silent Hill monster. Oh, gross. They have different textures on them now. By the way, the closers there are actually a lot stronger than regular closers, so do not get by them, do not try to fight them, just simply run past them, trust me. Oh, look at that, more bloody footsteps. And look at that. That is absolutely bizarre. Alright, the footsteps go here. Braided floors. Wow. Secret opening. This is a sight all too familiar. Right over here on other difficulties, there will be items, so be sure to pick them up if you are playing on difficulties other than hard mode. And there is an ampule right here. Very, very nice. It's a picture of me when I was 7. I look bored and sad. Well, of course I do. I was always like that back then. 24 years ago, Ma Dahlia used me to summon God. God was in my womb, but I couldn't deliver her. Then I was shut up here in this hospital room. I stayed here until Dad helped me out when I was 14. God ate away at me from within, driving me mad of suffering. There I was, wishing I could just die and be done with it. But I went on living in that nightmare for 7 years. Looking at this bed just reminds me of those awful days. I don't want to remember them because I'm not Alessa anymore. But Alessa is still me, and I'm really not trying to deny it or anything. Imagine that. Imagine intense, brutal stomach pains for 7 years straight, being strapped to a bed. That sounds awful. I got the full tarot card. I keep on saying tarot by accident, I think. It's pronounced tarot. This book, I feel like I have to read it, but at the same time I don't want to. A Galaphagus. Red liquid or crystals resembling blood. According to the Bala, the name is taken from an herb with the power to dispel evil spirits. It is said to grow in Arabian deserts. It may be vaporized or applied as a poultice to guard against demons. It is powerful, but as it is rare, it is extremely difficult to obtain. Gleophotis. Very interesting, very creepy picture right there. Barely see it. Okay, now upon exiting, there will be an insane cancer right there, but don't bother. Again, no reason to fight any of them. They just take so many hits to go down. Those closers in there might actually be the toughest common enemy in the game. And here we have a room at the very end of this hall. This also looks all too familiar. There's a key right here, brass key. Save point right here, feel free to save. This is a very awkward cut, but I accidentally mashed through some of the text when examining this the first time, so I'm going to do it here and now. I know it wasn't me. Alyssa wrote this a long time ago. That chapel altar. It wasn't that beautiful chapel. It was some other altar somewhere else. Another church, you say? Peculiar. That is very strange. Everything seems to be lining up far too well. You can examine a lot of stuff in this room. You can examine this right here. My clothes from when I was 7, they don't fit me now. Good thing, too. And I think you can examine the closet, but nothing too interesting. I don't have time to wax nostalgic over these old clothes. But this right here is the most interesting thing to examine in this room. A memo book. Things written inside. She's just beyond this door. I don't know how, but I can sense it. But she's not the only one there. I sense the presence of something extremely dangerous, even sickening, or maybe what they call God. Nevertheless, I'll open the door. Enough of this idle chit-chat. God, I'm not, but I fully intend to save her. No, them. The last entry was written some 17 years ago. It looks like Dad wrote this too. God, Harry, you badass. Okay. Anyway, that key we just picked up goes to a door all the way at the beginning of the dungeon. So that is where our next destination is going to be. I will not be speeding any of this up. I'm just going to go through it as normal. Okay. Really no unique path. Just run back the same way you came. No new doors open up, no nothing. There is some new visual differences though. Hey, look at that. You can see the elevator go up. That's awesome. Like, that is so cool. I know it's so simple, but still. Okay, I'm gonna look at my map now, just so you can see where I am. We are here. And you want to go right there. Okay, this room is very intense this time around. Just run to the door. And there you go. If you just run straight to the door, you will not get in that room. I do not think I've ever been hit in that room by simply running to the door on the other side. Look at those insane cancers in there. They can't get to me now. Quick cut, but just to examine the brass key. This was the model for my old room key. There we go, use the brass key. Insane cancer right there slouching, but luckily we can go in here to avoid it. This also looks familiar. It's a handout with our classroom resolutions written on it. It doesn't say anything about abandoning your friends and scribbling on the desks. I mean, that's not funny, but I don't know, she's snarky. Go home, drop dead thief. This used to be Alessa's. I mean, this was my desk once upon a time. And that's just really depressing. Over here you can examine these. I think you can at least. It's a pretty ho-hum picture. What does that mean again? You can examine this too. There's a ratty old notebook on the podium. Oops. And there's a letter stuck in here too. Let's see. There's a girl named Alessa in my class. If your memory is any good, you may remember her. She's the one I said they called a witch. Most likely her mother is abusing her. I've never seen her come in without some sort of scrape or bruise. Her expression is pitifully dark for a 6-year-old. Something like this may not be so uncommon. Rather than coming up with pointless ideas, it's best to just watch and wait. But isn't there something I can do to help? I'm considering consulting a lawyer, but I do have my reservations. That's why I thought I'd ask you, my friend, for your opinion first. Hey, Gordon. I think ho-hum means like standard or normal or something like that. Like ordinary. I might be wrong though. Anyway, this room is very interesting. Okay, it's not very interesting, but look at that. A bunch of scrapers don't even bother coming in here. There's no point in going in there. Alright, and what's in here? What are these? Letters? No, maybe a bunch of suggestions? People are starting to voice their dissatisfaction about Father Vincent using the organization's money for his own personal benefit. I've also heard rumors that Father Vincent has been extorting donations from some followers. Is he really the right person for such a position? I'm in no place to deny all he's done to make the organization grow. Even though we believe in God, if there were some sort of gathering, wouldn't we be valued not for our limited talents and our talkativeness, but for the depth of our faith? LS. We never do find out who LS is. And use the cassette tape on this cassette tape player right here. There's no label, but the tab's been removed. It might be worth checking out.
Do you know about what happened here 17 years ago? You've been here a long time. You must have heard some details.
A group of pagans, blinded by earthly desires, spit in the very face of God. They tried to use the seal of Metatron to prevent God's awakening. But God drove the unbelievers away and threw them into the abyss. But due to their wickedness, God was unable to be born properly. And so, she has slumbered ever since, in the womb of the Holy Mother, until the time of the awakening. That's all that I know.
That's it, huh? Well, thanks.
Father Vincent, I heard that the Holy Mother has been found. Is it true?
Alessa has been found? Did Claudia say that?
Yes.
Then it must be true. Her sight rarely fails her.
Bless the Lord.
Maybe it's because of her great faith. But I could never be like her. I wouldn't want to.
Nor I. The truth is, Sister Claudia frightens me a little.
Well now, let's both show our faith by forgetting about this little talk, okay?
Yes, but does that mean this land will finally be the home of eternal paradise?
If God wills it, my sister. If God wills it.
Pagans from 17 years ago. They're talking about Harry and Sybil? Alright, new room. Looks very similar to the room we were just in. There's an old birthday card on the desk, so she was still hanging on to this. To little Claudia, happy 6th birthday. I love you as if you're my real sister. Here's to you. That's... I wonder if that means anything. I wonder why this is here. Maybe just for nostalgic value. You can examine this candle, but it's like nothing too interesting. You can take this High Priestess tarot card right there. The name Claudia Wolf is written very small on the cover. Looks like this is her diary. November 10th. She didn't die then, she was born. I knew that for a fact. They were supposed to need her power and build paradise. Happiness of the people. She was supposed to be reborn for that. I'd really like to see her. November 14th. Read the Book of Praise. I want to thank Father for lending me such an invaluable book. I found what I've been searching for in there. How to awaken God. But it's much too cruel. Will I be able to pull it off when I see her? November 16th. I was free all day, so I read A Modern History of Refugees and Young Slaves, Child Exploitation. I don't want to be a mere bystander in this world. I can't do anything now, though, and that's what's hard. Strange. I guess Heather doesn't have anything to say about it. Anyway, we want to run in this classroom instead of running over there where that insane cancer is. The insane cancer is easy enough to get hit by. I mean, easy enough to avoid. But if you do run through the hallway instead of going through the classroom, then a scraper will spawn over here. And the scraper is hard to avoid. Might as well reload the submachine gun. Yes, just run through that room. This is very awkward. Ow. Do I need to fight insane cancers right now? Let's see here. Shotgun. I have seven shots. Alright, run past. There you have it. That's all there is to it. I am going to get out the handgun. Oh, gross. Look at that. That's very strange. That's so awesome. Look. The elevator is being held on by a chain, too, which is a very nice detail. Ow. I hate pendulums. I think pendulums might be one of the worst Silent Hill enemies. Like, every other monster in this game is fine. I like every other monster in this game, but the pendulums. I don't hate the pendulums, but I think they could have been done a little better. Anyway, we have a puzzle, so I will be meeting you back on easy mode. So here I am on easy mode. You just want to examine this book here. So you see this picture here? This represents the tarot cards you've been picking up throughout this dungeon. The top left corner is the Fool there, and the top right corner is the Moon. Bottom left corner would be the Hanged Man. Bottom right corner right there is the High Priestess. And in the middle, we have the Eye of Night. And you simply want to apply that picture to the door here. So you want to use the cards on the door. And High Priestess was in the bottom right corner. The Moon was in the top right corner. Eye of Night was in the middle. The Hanged Man was in the bottom left corner, and the Fool was in the top right corner. And there you have it. That's really all there is to it. And now for normal mode. The door sure does rattle, but it's tucked tight. A secret hidden out of your sight. You may be thinking, what could it be? You'll need 5 magic cards if you want to see. What to do then with all these? I'll tell you straight, but I won't tease. Just as long as you say please. Now the first thing you must know is that there's something in each row. But that is not the half of it. 3 would be too hard to fit. The upside down man under the ground. To his right, to his left, there's no one around. Leave him alone, though his tears are profound. The moon is up above the sky, full or crescent, floating high. Twinkling light sits like a crown on the head of a crazy clown. Your Excellency, praying to God Most High, do you think you can tell me why? You always look up at the night sky? You have it now, you didn't forget one major point you must not omit. And now at the last, before you take a whack, here's one more hint to help keep you on track. Very and hateful that thing in the night. Better be careful, it's not on your right. Turn to the left and you'll keep it in sight. So you'll open the door? I'm just sure that there'll be nothing beyond it but frightening peril. Forget about that, just stay and play, or else I'll be left here alone all day. Very interesting. So what you want to do is you want to see which cards correspond to the descriptions in the poem. So this verse here, the upside down man under the ground, to his right, to his left, there's no one around, is describing someone who is upside down, underground, and presumably he's also alone. And when you examine the Hanged Man card, you can see that the Hanged Man is also upside down. And he would be underground if no one to his left or right, so he would be in the bottom of the middle row. Now for this verse, Your Excellency, so the High Priestess tarot card, you always look up at the night sky. The night sky would be the Eye of Night card, which means that the Eye of Night card is below the High Priestess card. And this verse here, very and hateful that thing in the night, better be careful, it's not on your right, would imply that those 2 cards need to be placed to the left. So High Priestess below the Eye of Night on the left side here. Like that. And now for this verse, the moon is up above the sky, so that represents the Moon tarot card. Twinkling light sits like a crown on the head of a crazy clown. That would be the Fool tarot card. So this here implies that the Moon tarot card is above the Fool tarot card. So you want to place the Moon tarot card right above the Fool tarot card. And there you have it. And now for the hard riddle level. But before we examine this book, let's examine the cards in our inventory. High Priestess tarot card. Didn't this card mean something like genuine belief? Just like her, and as you can see right there, I'll be sure to point an arrow at it, it says 2 in Roman numerals. Hanged Man tarot card. This wasn't that mortgage place. It's such a pitiful card. And as you can see where it said 2 on the previous card, it says 12. Moon tarot card. Found this in the archives. I don't think it's an especially good card. And there it says XVIII, which is 18 in Roman numerals. Fool tarot card. This was in my room, in a hospital room. What did this one mean again? And there is just 0. I have Night tarot card. Found this in the chapel. Is this a real card though? And XXII would be 22. Alright, now let's examine this book. This is my sketchbook from 17 years ago. On the front cover here is a picture of Dad. Really awful work. What's this doing here? I had a dream. In my dream, I opened a door, but was that really me? I had a different name. Take a good look at that picture there. 5 are true and 4 are lies, and there are some fibs mixed with the truth. That's because it's scary to write only the truth. But dreams are like lies after all. Now, it's actually a very simple puzzle once you figure out how it works. You want to take out all of the non-numeral letters here. So for example, in that first box there, it says I-N-G-O-E-I. So if you take out the N-G and O and E, you just get I-I, which would be 2. The High Priestess tarot card will go right there because the High Priestess card was 2. W-X-X-I-F-I. If you take out the W and the F, you just get X-X-I-I, which would be the Eye of Night card. N-X-A-V-I-I. There was no X-V-I-I card, so no card goes there. M-O-X-X-O-N. There was no X-X card. In the middle right there, N-O-T-H-N-G. That's a funny way to spell nothing. And the Fool card was 0. The Fool card would go there in the middle. X-V-H-I-I-I. That's the Moon. Take out the H and you get the Moon tarot card there. In the bottom left-hand corner, it says X-A-A-J-I-I. Take out the 2 A's and the J and you get XII. And you get 12, which also represents the Hangman card. And now you want to simply use the cards on the door. So Hanged Man was not there. Hanged Man was here. The Fool card was in the middle. High Priestess was in the top left. Eye of Night was right there. And the Moon tarot card is right there. And there you have it. And with all the cards inserted, you can finally open the door. But first, let's examine this over here. The scribbling on the floor here is Alessa's. For some reason, she always drew monsters like this when she was alone. She used to draw of Claudia too. A nice daddy and mommy and a fun school. A happy world where everyone smiled and laughed all day long. In short, everything we never had. You can also examine this. The shelves are jammed with books. The top shelf has books on religious teachings and textbooks. Serious stuff. The other 2 shelves are full of fairy tale books like Oz and Alice. Here's Mother Goose and Cinderella. I used to love these. How nostalgic. There's nothing dangerous in this hallway, so don't worry about going through it too fast. Interestingly, though, is that there's like a bunch of blood textures everywhere. If you look on the ground, it's like veins. Very cool. Look at that. Giant rotating fan. That is awesome. There's a huge fan here I can't get through. Yeah, I don't think I would want to go through there. And this is all there is left to go to. Alright, it appears this is our stop. Let's do this.
What do I want? Well, for the 2 of you to die, that would be nice. Then I could relax.
When did you stop believing in God? God lives. Just look around you.
But I do believe in her. In my own way. I fear her, and I adore her. But I haven't lost my mind like you. You think that this is the work of God? Isn't this all nothing more than your own personal nightmare? Just like Alessa 17 years ago? If this really is the work of God, then I'd say she has lousy taste.
You mock God? Traitor. You will go to hell.
Not that again! Who do you think you are, claiming to know God's will?
Go home, Vincent.
Home. This church is my home. I built it with my power. The power of money that you view with such scorn. Although I admit that this atrocious scenery is all yours.
If you continue to get in my way,
Did you kill me? Well. Well. The guest of honor has arrived. Let's get this party started. Heather, go ahead and kill this crazy bitch. This demon who claims to speak for God. The time has come. You can kill her now.
you'll go to hell!
What did you do?
Nothing important.
You're not going to run? I guess this is the end.
No, the beginning. As Vincent said, the time has come. Alessa, I'm saddened that you didn't agree to this on your own. But I thank you for nurturing God with all the hate in your heart. It's time for mankind to be released from the shackles of sin which bind them.
But a God born from hatred can never create a perfect paradise.
Happy people can be so cruel. Is it so hard to believe that sympathy could be born out of pain and suffering? Why do you reject God's mercy? Why do you cling to this corrupt world? You know that only God can save us.
And save you too? Happy ending? I'd rather go to hell.
No, I don't expect to be saved. And that's fine. Alessa, my dearest. For the pain that I've caused you, I deserve no mercy. Even if it was to save mankind, it was too deep a sin. It was hubris for me to try to hasten the day of her arrival. Sacrifices were made. And those are my sins.
If you feel so guilty about it, why don't you go to hell? Heather, use the seal.
Vincent? The seal of Metatron?
Now your stupid dream is over.
Oh, that's just a piece of junk. What do you think you can do with that? Do you really think it can kill God? I'm sorry to see you fell for my father's foolishness.
What?
You're pathetic. But God loves even you. Now, Alyssa, there's nowhere else to run. Just accept it, Alyssa. The pain will disappear. I've been waiting so long for this. Even as a child, I knew I would see the coming of this day. I knew I would be a witness to it. Judgment Day. Alyssa?
Shut your stinking mouth, bitch!
That's a great cutscene. I always find it funny how you can come over here and you can examine Vincent's dead body. Vincent's dead. I hated him too, but it doesn't mean this makes me happy. Why couldn't I have stopped Claudia? Also examine Claudia for some reason. Claudia. If you really want to, you can shoot Claudia, but that just leads to a game over. What you're supposed to do is supposed to go into your inventory and use your necklace. Yes, you're supposed to use the pendant.
What are you doing?
Dad.
She is nearly here. Alyssa, what have you done? What did you swallow? What is this?
Looks like God didn't make it.
Stop! God is...
Claudia!
Alyssa, you cannot kill God. I will burn God. If you can't do it, Alyssa, I will.
Claudia!
Big hole. Time to pull a James Sunderland. But before I jump down there, let's explore this room a little bit. There is nothing in this room. It's just that, like, it's one of the coolest rooms in the game, and you can only see it now. So I'm just gonna look around, just to, you know, show off the details of the room a little bit. You know, we got these pictures here. They're the same ones as the ones at the beginning of the dungeon. You come over here and look at these ones too. You can't examine them though. Look at the ceiling. There's a save point over there, but you can't actually get to it, which is pretty interesting. You see that? And alright, that's this room. Now let's go down the hole.
Dead. I was gonna kill you. This is God?
Shoot 3 times. Strafe. Bait that swipe attack so you don't get hit by it. Get out the katana. Hit her with the katana 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Strafe. Dodge this fire. If you have an ampule, I would recommend using it so you can get infinite stamina in this boss fight. Okay, hit her once and then strafe. Okay, dodge the fire again. Hit and then strafe. Okay, dodge the fire once more. Run up to her. Hit her and then strafe. Okay, dodge the fire. This boss fight takes a lot of concentration, so it might be hard to commentate over it. She will start experting more fire, so be sure to dodge it. Got the handgun. When she gets up again, then shoot her 3 more times. Okay, once she falls, dodge that swipe attack, run up to her, and then get out the katana. Hit her twice. Okay, that's fine, whatever. I hit her once, but as long as you hit her, it's good. I got hit there. Ow. Okay, she's gonna use more fire. I'm already on very low health. Okay, wait for her to use the fire again. Okay, dodge the fire. Run up to her. Hit her. Run away. If you really want to, you can hit her with the handgun from far away. The fire gets a lot faster later on in the fight. Okay, make her fall. Again, do not get by that swipe attack. Be sure to stand away from her. When she does the swipe, hit her with the katana again. I hit her 3 times. That is very ballsy of me. Yeah, I got hit. Don't try to hit her 3 times later on in the fight. You just want to hit her twice. Don't be stupid like I did. Okay, more fire. I got hit there. Oh well. I got hit there again. That's a shame. Man, I am just getting hit so many times. I'm not making a good example of myself. The fire gets a lot faster later on in the fight. I'm gonna use 2 health drinks. I mean first aid kits, because I have them. Okay, bait this swipe attack. Run up to her. Katana, hit her twice. A strafe away. There we go. Handgun. Dodge the fire. Okay. Hit her 3 times so she falls. Rinse and repeat. 1, 2, 3. Bait the swipe. Okay, run up to her. Use the katana twice on her. Again, don't try 3 times. There you go. Run away. Dodge the fire. Handgun. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. If you want to get the best unlockable in this game, then you need to defeat God here with a melee weapon. If you kill her with the handgun, then you will not get what is the best weapon in the game on your second playthrough. So you want to aim to kill her with the katana. You want to just try to do it. Just try to kill her with the katana. Okay, I'm going to try to get a finishing blow on her with the katana now. Okay, run away. Dodge the fire. Ow. R1, L1, X, and square is the best way to get up from that. Okay, I'm gonna hit her with the handgun maybe 3 or 4 times. Bait this attack. Get out the katana. Whoopsie daisies. Sometimes you make mistakes like that, you know what I mean? Try to get the katana, then it just doesn't happen. They run away. Ow. I am being way too ballsy with the 3 hits there. I should really only be going for 2 hits or 1 hit. Okay. Run away. Dodge the fire. Okay, run away. I barely even saw that coming. That was really fast. Okay, run away or get hit. It is possible to beat this boss fight without taking any damage. I'm just not making a good example. Don't worry, you'll see me like do this boss fight properly in the 10-star walkthrough, which is coming up next, so prepare for that. I mean, I am doing it right, I'm just doing it sloppy as well. Okay, see that swing? Wait for that to happen, and then hit her twice. Okay, run away. Yeah, this is a very, very tough boss fight. And if I did not pause there, I would have died. See that? That would have killed me. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I am not making a good example. I'm sorry. I'll be more careful now. Okay, wait for the fire. Come on. Okay, dodge the fire. Okay, dodge the fire. There you go. Okay, bait this swipe attack. Okay, run up to her with the katana.
that the end? I guess it's time to roll the credits. Dad! Not yet. You're still alive.
Heather, what, Heather?
Just a joke.
You've got terrible taste.
I'm sorry.
Heather, did
You don't have to call me that. I'm not hiding anymore.
You want me to use your real name? What was it again?
Cheryl. The name my father gave me.
You gonna let your hair color go back too?
I don't know. Don't you think blondes have more fun?
So yeah, that's Silent Hill 3. Man, there's just something about these walkthroughs that I do. It happened in Silent Hill 2 as well, or I just completely fail on the final boss. But there's going to be a 10-star walkthrough coming out, so that's going to be fun. I honestly haven't even prepared for it yet. Like, I haven't even recorded anything having to do with the 10-star walkthrough yet, so I'm going to have to prepare that. I've done it before. I think I've gotten 10 stars in this game maybe 3 or 4 times. This song is a guilty pleasure song. I like it personally. Pretty sad. I really feel like they fine-tuned the experience this time around. Like, I have problems with the controls in Silent Hill 1 and 2, personally. But I don't really have any problems with the controls in this game. I think the controls in this game are perfect. I love all the weapons you can find. You can just find so many weapons in this game compared to all the other Silent Hill games. I mean, Silent Hill 4 has more weapons, but we'll get to that game. But compared to Silent Hill 1 and 2, this game really nailed it when it comes to the gameplay and the stuff you have in your stock and in your inventory. It's just a very fun game. There's Masahiro Ito. Amazing man he is. I always like just listening to the song at the end. It's a very nice song to end the game with. It's very fitting. I feel like this game is a sequel to both Silent Hill 1 and 2. Like, a lot of fans in the Silent Hill community say that, like, oh, this game is a sequel to Silent Hill 1. But it reuses the hospital from Silent Hill 2. Has a lot of little Easter eggs having to do with Silent Hill 2. The gameplay and menu is mostly based after the menu in Silent Hill 2. Like, I feel like this game is an accumulation of both Silent Hill 1 and 2, and it's more than just a sequel to Silent Hill 1. This is the third game in the Silent Hill franchise. This is Silent Hill 3. Dark creatures singing a terrible song. The rest of the bar laughed at him. Only I felt hope grow dim. I love this song so much. The very next day, no more stories from him. I heard them say, we blame bad luck for his fate. Only I felt terror so great. I haven't heard this song in such a long time, but I still know those lyrics. All things will end, the misty night, that silver moon. Alright, I'll stop singing now. Yeah, let's just listen to this. That's a great song. Look, the text is glitching at the bottom there. Just amazing. It's an amazing game in general. It really feels like Silent Hill 3, you know what I mean? Alright, so let's check out my ranking. Ending type normal, which is the canon ending. Action level hard, rule level hard. Clear time 3 hours, 17 minutes, 35 seconds. I probably showed off less time than that in the walkthrough, but the thing is that, you know, most of the time is spent like getting stuff ready and exploring the game before I start the video. Split worm kill time 2 minutes 5 seconds. That could have been a little better. Missionary kill time 2 minutes 5 seconds. That could have been a little better as well. Under kill time 1 minute 20 seconds. That is very, very good. Memory of Valessa almost 4 minutes. That can be a lot better too. The God kill time 5 minutes 17 seconds. Believe it or not, that is very good. Clear number 12. I've beaten this game 12 times personally. Save and continue number 33. Item number 151. That's actually very good. Defeated enemy by shooting 10 and defeated enemy by fighting 20. Oh my god, I barely killed any monsters this entire Let's Play. Total damage 1,382. That's embarrassing. Oh boy. You wish to save your ranking? Nah. I would, but I've already beaten this game so many times that just does not matter. Alright, and that was Silent Hill 3. I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. Next up will be a 10-star Let's Play, so that'll be fun. Or at least I hope it'll be fun, I don't know. Getting 10 stars in this game is incredibly difficult, so hopefully I can do it. Thank you for watching.